Welcome to the OFX podcast. I'm Dave Claxton. Along with me, as always, is the OFX Arsenal of Answers, Bethany McChesney. I was actually thinking about trying to come up with something about you missing Fort Wayne
Hmm.
because you were very missed, Bethany. We all missed you.
Oh.
Like, where's
Yeah, I had a bit of FOMO.
where's Bethany?
I know. I had a pretty big weekend otherwise, so it just didn't make sense.
Do you like my shirt? So the frontline guy,
Hmm.
frontline truck guy, they gave me a shirt so I could, and I think he specifically got it made black and red so I could wear it with my plaid shorts. So it would
No way.
and and
Nice.
and that's awesome. And then I didn't get to run my ruck race this week.
Oh, you didn't?
No, you were perfectly honest. We were struggling for volunteers and judges on the first day when they run the ruck, and I I couldn't step aside. Like I needed to do what I was doing, right? Like I'm there to do a thing. My races for the most part are secondary.
Yeah.
Um, and like I said, I mean, how shitty would it look if we're struggling for judges and I go out and do a run, right? Like
Yeah.
so I just doing what I can, and unfortunately I couldn't do it. But I will definitely wear it the next time, and I will race Ruck at Worlds, and I will wear it there. And I
And
will.
you've already put in a time.
Yes, my time is solid. I'm okay. I have no
Yeah.
for that. And worst case, I could race next weekend in Austin if things go well. Who knows, right?
Mhm.
But yeah. But I'm gonna race them at Worlds. I'm gonna race the Ruck at Worlds. So that
Good.
is a change of plans from the beginning of the year. But sometimes real life happens,
Hmm.
and that happens, and I had a lot of people actually. One guy asked what he's like, Juan here? You guys gonna because they were in our division.
Hmm.
And I'm like, no, I said sadly we're Juan and I aren't gonna be able to do it this year. Just again, by the way, no drama, nothing like that. Juan and I are great. Just
Yeah.
real life happens sometimes. And unfortunately for Juan, a lot of real life has happened. He's gotta take care of some stuff. So we wish him
Yeah.
all the best with all that stuff.
Mhm.
And whatever he needs, we're there for him. So anyway. Point being, though, they're like, oh no, really? Which is probably the best compliment you can ever get.
Hmm.
You know,
I don't
the
know. It's also nice to race, to have a race.
it is. Oh, they'll still be good races. It's just like, yeah, Juan and I were probably one of the favorites to podium, and but there are others, and it'll still be a great race. It's just we will not be in it. Uh,
Hmm.
so instead, I'm gonna do the rock stuff, which I intend to have some very good races there too.
Hmm.
Although I might not do the fit one, only because if Ryan and I get a roll down, we've never raced world championships together,
Yeah.
and that would be pretty cool. So maybe do that, and then I'll do the mile and the strong for the ruck.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, what did you do this weekend? I mean, you said you were busy?
Well, yeah, so it's my son's birthday. So August is so full of birthdays for us. So yeah, we took him out Saturday for to do some birthday stuff. And yeah, and then we also one of my friends, it was her 30th, so she wanted to run 30K. So we had a big group of us that ran 30K Sunday morning or in around the path in London. So um and then it was Jeff's mom's birthday Sunday afternoon. So it was the weekend of birthdays. But yeah, it was a great weekend though.
That's
Mhm.
good. But like I said, you were very missed. Um, yeah, I guess let's start with the whole Deka thing, and we'll go with Cole Walkington is getting better every race.
Yeah, I saw he won the
Yeah, you
fit and he's really inching closer to that 30-minute mark.
And the thing is, when you watch him, it's the machines are getting better. Like he's
Yeah.
always good at everything else, right? But he's not a big dude, so the machines are always his machines are getting better. And
Hmm.
It was great. So like yeah, the Walkington clan was out in full force, and they were always awesome. They were great. So
Yeah.
that was
Yeah, they bring energy for sure.
yeah, yeah. Um, all in all, it was another decent event. Like I said, the first day stuck for volunteers. Please, people, if you're around, volunteer. You need the help, and
Hmm.
never bitch about judging unless you do it.
Hmm.
Um, so the big thing that we did though that everybody was asking about is we trialed the 4-person relay
Yes. Yeah. On the second day?
from the second day. Yes. Now, second day we had lots of judges. We were very well equipped for volunteers on the second day. It was really
Mhm.
good. So that allowed us to do this. And we had 2 teams of staff members
Hmm.
and a pure impact team. And so we put 3 teams out there at once. And
Did people not really sign up for it?
it wasn't supposed to, this was just a test. It was not an open event for anyone to sign up for.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right. So, because next weekend in Austin, they have an official event. This was
Okay.
to try to
Oh, okay.
iron out some kinks and to see logistically what worked, what didn't, stuff like
Hmm.
that. And there's definitely some things to fix up. But I was not 100% sold on the platform going in. I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
It was fucking fun.
Yeah.
It was more fun than I expected. And it hit different than the 2-person teams, which I,
So some of the different things that I learned with this one is you always have to have two people running,
yeah,
and the stations are double the amounts.
yeah.
And is it two people have to do each station, but you can split it however you want?
No, anybody can do anything in the station. All 4 people can do the station.
So you could split the rower into 250 and everybody does 250?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And so, like for example, our game plan going in. So it was me, Nelson, Yancey, and Ricardo.
Mhm.
Ricardo's more of a station guy. Yancey very much a strong runner. Nelson more of a runner. Me more of a station guy. So we figured what we would do is in the beginning, Yancey was going to do a lot of the 500s, right? Full 500, and then Nelson and I would switch off at 250s, right? Ricardo was going to focus more on the zones because his again more of a zone guy. That's how we started. Unfortunately, Yancey had some knee issues and was not up, so then we had to pivot. So then Nelson and I both had to run a lot more. But I mean that's just the way it was anyway. And for me, I was very happy because I've been working on my running a little more lately, and it showed,
Mhm.
paid off a lot. That was good for me. But I kind of looked at it like that. There was so much more strategy than I anticipated.
Well,
Like,
you have so many more options now.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So it trying to lay out just because we just threw this together last minute. So trying to
Yeah.
lay out your strategies last minute and trying to figure it all out and get everything in and figure out your transitions and whatnot. But
Well, and then remember what you're supposed to
yeah,
do. I'd have to write it on my arm or something.
mid-race brain, it would be nice to have a coach yelling at you from the sideline, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Who's doing what? But you could go so much harder. Like as hard as we go in the 2-person team, you could go even harder in this.
Well, you could potentially have longer rests.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So like when you're going on the skier, if you're doing 20 seconds, you are full blast sprint and then you can get a ret. Like it was, and if let's just say you're a designated runner. Well, when Jeff and I did the runs together, let's say, he would do the full 500 and then have 2 minutes, or sorry, minute and a half to minute 40 to rest for the rower. That's one of the longer rests.
Yeah.
This one, if he did the full, he'd had like 3 minutes. So that
Hmm.
if someone you got as a designated runner, they got even more time so they can run even faster and
Hmm.
recover better, And if I'm a guy who, when I take my turn on the rower, if I can row 120, right, I can hammer that for a short amount of time, take a rest and come back. Like it
But
enables.
you're still having to have two people run together, so you're still always limited by the slower runner.
Yes, but you don't have to have everybody run. Only that person, one like Ricardo, he only ran the first and the last 500. That was it. That's all he ran.
Does your whole team run the first 500?
Yes.
Whoa, that could be a lot of people.
And that's where one of the things we've got to work on was we had to figure out how many teams you could put out there at once.
Yeah.
And we did three, and it was okay. But the course was it was an ultra course and it was getting kind of midday. Some people were starting to finish, right? So it was clearing out a little bit. So that was kind of the thing to figure out how many people we could have on the course when you start doing this, right? So I think you could do four.
4 teams. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking
Yeah. I
like,
think
yeah.
between the congestion in the zones, congestion on the running track, I think you could do four. And that's just because
Even just having that many people hanging out in a zone,
exactly, exactly. Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of bumping and
Yeah.
blocking people out of the way
There
and
was a lot of attempting to pants Zach. First run. Again, your first run, you have to go with your slowest person.
yeah.
And so it was not a fast first run. So I kept running behind Zach and trying to pull his shorts down. Anyway, which by the way, don't do that during a real race. That's against the rules.
Yeah.
That's a
Hmm.
bad thing. Um, it like this like I said, the strategy though was so much in trying to figure out, like you're saying, trying to and it really came down on that on the tank at the end, doing 10 there and back, right?
Hmm.
Trying to remember who's up, who's next, who do we not want doing one of the last two because we need to run.
Yeah.
And is our runner exhausted and needs that, or just trying to figure that out? And then going into the burpees with four people, and we're like the corner where before we're like, who's starting? Like everybody's tired, everybody's dead.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it was the first time ever I came off the tank and we went to the run, and I'm literally kind of slapping my quads trying to get them to flush out a little bit. But
So what kinds of times were run?
were the run times?
No, what was the times?
Oh, all of us, all three teams, I think we were separated by about a minute total. And it was
Oh,
like from high 39 to mid 40,
39 or 29?
39.
Okay.
Because remember the zones are doubled, right? So
Oh, right, right. Okay.
yeah, I know it's same thing when we crossed and I'm like 39? That seems higher. And then I'm like, oh yeah, zones are doubled.
Hmm.
So yeah, 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 it takes longer. Some zones are still happening fast. Like you're still in and out of that box over quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's 40. Yeah, that's still, we're talking
Yeah, it's still pretty quick.
minute and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the farmer carries just two loops instead of one around the
Yeah.
thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, I didn't know if it will have had its place, and I think it might.
Yeah, I just worry a little bit about the chaoticness of it because I mean, when I think about the mile doubles,
Yes,
which is like the worst race to me ever, when
one
it
of my
comes to
favorites.
chaos. Yeah, I just can't imagine having 20 people flying into a station and yeah, fighting over 5 spots.
It was less chaotic than that mile was, and just because there's a more spacing, right?
Yeah, like a bit wider.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. We'll
but it.
see.
I think it's going to be extremely challenging to judge.
Yeah, and then you have to remember that everything's double. So now you're,
It's going to be extremely challenging to gut judge because you have all those bodies. You got to get them out of the way. You got to make
uh-huh.
sure that they're not just one tag, but there's two tags.
And both of the people have to tag the person, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot going on. I just,
yeah. And,
yeah.
and and on the way out too, the two people leaving have to tag before they go out on the run,
Hmm.
and then the other part too, you have to make sure if runners are handing off on 250, well, if the guy one guy's doing 500 and the other two guys are tagging off, well, the guy doing the 500 might have the baton. You got to make sure those other two guys tag and nobody leaves early,
Hmm.
right? So there are a lot of logistical stuff and stuff that will be difficult to judge and officiate, not just to mention your regular judging movements.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think it has a place. It was more fun than I expected.
Hmm.
Um, where I do think like High Rocks four-person relay is a lot of fun, but
Yeah.
you're realistically on your own most of the time when you're racing that. And in this,
Yeah.
you're racing together, and it that made it fun.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know if it'll ever be at some they do at World Championships or it's just going to be a couple ones here or there or whatever, but it is a definitive good time.
Yeah, I think I would more likely just want to see it as like a fun thing that you can do with your teammates and stuff at the end of the weekend. But I mean,
I agree.
yeah, when you're kind of vying for things like at a world championship, I think you're just gonna deal with too many issues of people, too many missed rules and tagging, and I think it could just be mayhem. And
I think it would take like 2 years of vetting and testing and seeing what went wrong, what went right to actually get it to a level where
and
it
maybe tighten up some of the specifications.
yeah, exactly. Like that's all part of it, right? Tightening up ruling, changing what needs to be
Yeah.
changed, you
Because I
know.
mean, we've seen even how they've changed rules mid-season because people figured something out and but oh that's not safe, so we're now so why don't we wait
Yeah.
before someone rolls out some weird technique at a world championship or like some way to skirt some rule that's written incorrectly.
Do you know what? Hey, I don't write any wrong. No, I
You just sometimes you don't always know
yeah,
what you didn't think about.
yeah. I mean, that's how innovation happens, right? Like
Yeah.
some dude came to me this weekend and he goes, "Hey, so on the ski erg, I read the rules. I can do it from my knees, right?" And I'm like, um, so I got to double check, but I think so. And I'll double check and I'll look and I'll come back to you. And I double checked and yep, it's okay. And I came back to him and I said, yeah, feel free. I said, I don't know why you'd want to,
Was he doing
but
the ultra?
nope. Relay,
Okay, that makes no sense.
2-person teams. And I'm like, okay. And I asked him, I said, why? And he said, well, it'll save my legs.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Just
And
hinge.
I was like, I turned around to, cool. Hey, man, whatever. And I don't know who I was talking to, but they were there through the whole time. I'm like, if the skier's killing his legs that badly, he's doing the skier wrong.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Doing it from your knees is way harder,
Oh yeah.
way
Yeah, that
more taxing.
hurt. That platform is like sandpaper.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, he did it.
Oh.
I didn't get to see what kind of times he was pulling, but he did it. And he said, "Yeah, it was great." I'm like, "Cool." So if you're out there and you're gonna do Deka and you want to do skier from your knees, happy trails. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Ultra was good too. Ultra was fun. I admit I do get tempted to do it. I literally had about this thought for 40 seconds when I couldn't do my ruck. I was like, maybe I should do the ultra tomorrow. Because
Hmm.
we heard there was a great deal of volunteers coming and we were really set up well. It was far and away of all the decas that I've officiated, the least reps I've ever counted.
Oh yeah. I was just checking how many finishers did we have?
For the ultra,
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't looked. I think the second day they had probably like grand total of entries for the second day was probably like 150 or 160 or something like that. I would say probably 100 of those were ultras, maybe a bit more because there's just a few
Yeah.
and a
It
few.
doesn't even look like there's 100.
Yeah, that would not surprise me.
Uh-huh.
But it's that ultra is just. I mean, I think we said it even when it started. It's more of just a one of those things that you know Yancey probably thought was really cool, and it is really cool.
Hmm.
Such a limited market.
Well, I was saying today too, I think the Ultra would be really good to just, again, do your one in a year and then people that are excited about it will come. But I think doing three
Yeah.
really does just spread it out. And man, that Ultra can be so long um to hold it and for
I think you could put
six people.
because it does cost more to do,
Yeah.
and you've already got the venue, you're already set up. I think it does. It's not been like a hindrance or a bad thing financially for them. But I agree with you. I think you could do two. I think you could like do one at one end of the year and one 6 months later. Like,
Yeah.
and maybe one on one side of the country and one on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you need three. I don't think any more than that. And I think that might be the deal with the 4 person relays, having to have them do more of that and less ultras in places because
Yeah. Just too many things going on.
oh, there's so many, and then they
Yeah.
got Atlas still that I don't think they'll have Atlas at World Championships. I think they'll have that be like a separate thing entirely.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
but anyway, it was a good weekend, good drive, another fantastically easy border crossing, so people don't panic.
Good, good.
Yeah, I had to wait in a little line on the way there. On the way back, flew through like one car,
Hmm.
2 questions, away I go,
Hmm.
no problem. Um, yeah, so that was good. What it was, yeah. So World Fitness Project. I wanted to talk about this because this is something that we've talked about before, and I wanted to talk about a couple of different angles on it. All right. So 2 machines broke down during the event. One not
Hmm.
really a machine. GHD is not a machine, even though I think they call it a machine.
Yeah, it's a entrapment, I suppose.
Contrapment?
Mhm. It looks
Contraption?
like entrapment.
Okay. All right. I don't know if that's a word, but
You
it
get
should be.
trapped in it. It looks like, well, anyways, I hate GHD. They look so awful to me, but
Have you tried one?
no, no. My
I,
back, no.
the little rinky-dink gym that we went to here actually,
Mhm.
and I tried it.
I'm not going to do it in the contraption.
The funny thing is, too, is CrossFit uses it all the time
Mhm.
in completely the wrong way that it was designed.
Yeah, it's a back extension
It's a
machine.
glute and hamstring machine,
Yeah.
but they use it as an ab workout. And
Mm.
I've never seen anything. It's almost like a giant mistake in science, like a science discovery. Oh, we discovered
And
pen.
they just keep going with it so that they don't, it doesn't look like they made a mistake.
Granted, I understand that. And I mean, I get the purpose for using it. That's kind of cool. I mean, and I tried it. It is a hard reach to the floor for me.
Mhm.
Just one, I'm not very tall, and two, I don't know how to set up the machine completely properly. Anyway, but I'm like, yeah, all right. Anyway, so, and even when I tried it, I did feel this. So the part that you put your feet in is kind of like bolted in. It's adjustable for distance and whatnot. So it moves a little bit. And anytime you see someone do this, you can see this. So when Austin Hatfield was on it at World Fitness Project this weekend, it fell apart. And he kind of crotched himself. And I said to explain to Beth, like when you were a kid and fell off your bike seat and like crotched himself on the thing there.
Mhm.
And obviously, like, I mean, it seemed at first he looked more like, what the hell? Was kind of shocked.
Yeah.
You could see him walking around like, that hurt, that hurt. So he was, he didn't finish the event there. So a lot of people were saying kind of like, well, first off, a lot of people said a lot of different stuff, but for this part is, they didn't seem to know what to do in this situation. Which struck me as odd because there should be rules for this. I look back to Ninja Warrior days when I think they had the best setup. And I was telling you my son's first ever ninja competition we went to in Buffalo, and he was on the fifth obstacle. And he got on it, started working his way across, and the chain fell from the ceiling. Right? It was just a horizontal pipe, and he wasn't very high off the ground, but the chain fell off one end, and he lands on the ground still holding the pipe. And he's like, "Is that a failure?" And they're like, "No, no." So their rules that they had is if the thing can't be fixed within like 60 seconds, right? Then they stop your run and they allow you to run the whole thing again later on.
Hmm.
Right? They fix it, allow you to run the whole thing again later on. So if I think to like CrossFit Games this year, when Colton had his skipping rope blow up, he went, found another one, and I think they adjusted his time for the time it took to find the skipping rope, which is the right move. I mean, Austin kind of hurt himself a little bit.
Yeah.
Need more time. So I don't know why they didn't in this situation just allow, him to rerun by himself later on, not in front of the camera, whatever, just rerun the workout, and that'll be his time. Yes, it's
Hmm.
not perfect, but at least it's a contingency plan
Hmm.
for when these things happen. I don't believe they did that, and then they just kind of somehow arbitrarily assigned him a time. I don't know how they did that. So if anyone does know how exactly how they got the time, let me know. But that seemed very strange. Um, the other things people were saying though, like I know there's people who are against World Fitness Project and the CrossFit diehards, and I get that, but blaming World Fitness Project for a GHD machine kind of falling apart is a far cry from blaming CrossFit for not having enough proper lifeguards in Lazard drowning.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good comparison.
No, I didn't realize people were saying that, but
Yeah, I think it was on Barbell Spin, and I read through some of the comments and just I couldn't fathom it. I was like, come on, that's
yeah.
a mess. And
Well, at this point, though, I think people are going to be like your diehards are going to be looking for something to complain about.
yeah, but like, do you got no? I don't even know what the word is. Dignity? Like, are people that tunnel vision? They're
Individuals?
mind
Oh.
controlled? What kind of cult is this, Beth? I just can't believe it. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, the online world is harsh.
Yeah, yeah. And then the other one, Ricky Garrard was on a Concept 2 bike, and I think the chain broke or something, got lodged in there, and it just wouldn't pedal. And I don't even know what they did with him. I haven't seen that one yet, so I don't know what they did with his, if he just jumped him on another bike or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but the same deal should apply. That should be the same thing. But and again, people are blaming World Fitness Project, or some people are saying, hey, oh, they're falling to pieces. I'm like, this looks worse for Concept 2 than it does for World Fitness Project.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And
Yeah.
anyone who's been around enough gym bikes, they break.
Yeah, mine break all the time. Nothing is broken more in my gym than the assault bike.
Well, they take a lot of abuse.
They do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but this goes back to something that I've said a long time. I don't want machines in competitions.
I'm seeing it more and more. I saw a lot of machines in the CrossFit Games this year, more than I've ever seen before.
I've heard some of the podcasts saying that they've become too dependent on the machines. And and actually it was even Hiller, and I'm usually not on board with Hiller, but he did release a thing how it's like it's now changing who wins because they're so dependent on machines. And not just because they're dependent on machines, but they're always doing calories.
Yeah.
Doing calories so often. And the difference between, so if you and I get on the bike and we have a race to 25 calories, I'm going to blow you away. I'm going to dust you.
Hmm.
But if we get on the bike and have a race to 2,000 meters, all of a sudden
Yeah.
it's not the same
Yeah,
anymore.
you're exponentially rewarded for power output when you're using calories.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. And
Hmm.
so you're completely tailored. You can completely change who wins by just doing calories instead. And I've said it before. I wish Deka had have been meters on the bike instead of calories.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a more even playing field.
Hmm.
Um, does the bike provide some of the most exciting moments? Yes, it does. I get it, but I'm always most interested in the most fair competition, and I think that would be a lot better. Also, I think the calibration on the meters on a bike is a lot more consistent
Yeah.
than the calories.
Across the brands.
Yeah, and when you're doing just the meters, it's literally straight RPM. However
Yeah.
many RPM it turns, like how many time that wheel turns, that's how far you went.
Yeah.
It's calories, it's like a multiplication factor.
Hmm.
So I just, I agree. Like, I think, and that's when even when I do the HCX thing, that's why it's just run and lift. There's no
Hmm.
machines. Machines overcomplicate stuff. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, there's always the advantage to the bigger athlete when we're talking about machines.
Yeah, yeah. But like, again, the advantage for when we get on a rower, yes, it's still an advantage, but it's not near as much.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like it might be 10 seconds on a assault bike for calories. It could be a minute,
Hmm.
you know. So anyway, I agree. I think they're way too dependent on machines and need to go away from it. What else? Did you get a chance to watch any of it?
World Fitness Project?
Yeah.
No, I was glued to coverage of UTMB this weekend. We're like kind of going in different directions here.
Perfect. Tell me about UTMB because I didn't get to watch any. I will say this. So I watched World Fitness Project because after day one at Deka, right, everybody's like, Nicole and Joel are like, hey, oh, by the way, Nicole and Joel, thank you so much. Those guys were rock stars as far as volunteering.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, they were amazing. They're like, hey, you want to go out for dinner? I'm like, I'm just gonna go back to hotel and crash. And
Mhm.
the Deca people are all getting together, and then the Pure Impact people all ask me out, and I'm like, I was like the belle of the ball. I felt great. Everybody asked me out, and instead I'm just like, no, I'm going to bed, and I'm just gonna sit with my laptop and watch World Fitness Project and go to bed. So that's why I got to watch it. I watched so much of it.
Oh.
Um,
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously we're racing our first ultra, but um so I've just been paying more attention to a lot of the big names in ultra running, but this weekend the UTMB is the pinnacle of the ultra running scene, and it's kind of a week long event too, and there's different distances. Like when you hear the word UTMB, we all think of the one race that goes around the mountain range, hits all three countries. That it's 171K. But there's a 100K, there's a 50K, there's a 15K. So they're all kind of spread out throughout the week. So it's been like UTMB all week long. But it's so interesting because I mean, we know people who are showing up in these big races too. Like John Albin is completely in this ultra world. He won the 100K at UTMB 2 years ago or 1 year ago. Like he's fully in it and doing very well for himself. Yeah, so it's really interesting to watch. And then I mean it's hard to get into UTMB. So it's a lottery system, and you have to collect stones at these qualifying races, not literal stones, and it's like a
oh,
on tickets kind of thing, and then it's a lottery, and it's so fascinating. And I'm completely in awe of these people who are just like racing for 24 hours, and you see and like running fast, and I'm just completely mind blown by it. So actually John Albin this year did jump up to the full UTMB, and at one point he was up to being in fourth place, and he did drop out. I don't know why, so we'll find out. But yeah, so that's kind of the views at these races is just completely out of this world. So I get why the draw is to the, Mount Blanc. So maybe one day we'll
no.
collect enough stones.
It's a vision of my head went into my head as soon as you say collecting stones of these like trail runners, ultra runners, just picking stones up off the ground and putting them in their pockets and finishing theirs. And whoever has the biggest pockets wins at the end.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's so there's like 5,000 races that are ones where you can collect stones, and the longer the distance, the more stones it's worth. And then you have to run qualifying times, which can be at other races, and then, majors are double the stones. So it's so interesting. It's a whole other world, and I just find it fascinating. Also in the racing world this weekend, I saw Rhea Coble came back and did a Spartan race.
She
She
did?
raced,
When you
she
said
did.
I didn't even look, I thought she just did like a trail race or something.
No, she did Spartan Slovenia. It's like in her,
Oh,
it's
that's
out her
amazing.
back door. So she jumped in and she won it. She's failed like four obstacles.
Just
Um,
classic Rhea.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, and it show like obviously Rhea is doing amazing things in the skimo world. Has not obviously been training obstacles. But she did comment also that she's so tempted to come back, but Spartan owes her money. And it's
When
so
was the
sad
last
to
time Rhea
me.
raced?
Last time she raced 2022.
That's what I'm saying. And they still owe her money.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. It's contracts. It's not even
Stipends
prize money.
and shit.
Yeah, it's the stipends from 2022. And it got me thinking too, like how many of these amazing athletes are just sitting here being like, if you just, because I think a lot of people, they miss it. They miss the Spartan race and they miss, the mountains and all in the community. And how many are just sitting back being like, if they just paid me, I'd come back.
They
And
were
I
great
feel
races.
like, was that?
They were great races.
Yeah. And I mean, like John Albin, like we were saying, I mean, he was undefeated in the 3K at Worlds
Mhm.
at OCR World Champs. And I was thinking today about the caliber of athletes we used to have. Like John Albin just won a UTMB race and like he used to race Spartan races. That's the caliber of athletes that we used to have.
Emma,
And
Emma had potential to be the best ever.
yeah, Emeka Clark, just starts and all of a sudden she's winning races against some of the goats in the sport. And it's too bad. Like Spartan really, really fucked this up. They did. Like just pay people. Like I miss it too. And I mean, I'm not sitting back being like, you owe me money, I'm not coming back, but the whole scene is different. So I really do wonder who is sitting back still, and a lot of people have changed directions too. Mick is smashing it too. Girello in the trail running world. He just did his first 100K, and
Steven
um,
Seagal.
Sean Stevens Wales, like he just won the Squamish 50. So I'm like, man, like the caliber, and maybe they would come back and then the caliber of runners would be so crazy because they all been doing these like 50K trail races and stuff or training for skimo. And if Spartan just paid, just pay, like I'm begging you to make this right again because I just think there's people that are sitting there just waiting and for Spartan to make it right, and they maybe just might come
So
back.
you say that, and I'm going to say one line right now. It's September. Were we 80% caught up?
No,
Remember? That's what he said a little while ago.
no, Brad made this post
80%.
today
Yeah, I know, but remember Joe had that podcast about almost a month ago now. Said we'll be
about
80% caught up
80% caught up by
by
September.
September.
But I know it's so hard to believe it because
I I don't.
these
It's
are
September, and I don't believe they're 80%.
nobody believes. No, exactly. Um, Yeah. Why are we continuing to even offer prize money until things are paid up? And I feel like Joe is hoping that these stipends that were in contracts that people forget about them because I think they're paying out prize money, but I think he's hoping that they forget about the stipends. But
So
I don't really know what's going on exactly.
two podcasts. I used to listen to Dunning Public all the time. Now I admit I don't listen to it all the time, but two of them in recent, I don't know, month or two, recent month have both got my attention. And I recommend you and everybody else listen to. The one is a eulogy for Spartan,
Hmm.
which isn't really a eulogy for Spartan. It's for the Spartan competitive, the elite wave.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's great to hear Bracken reminisce about what it was and everything and how important it was to him and and stuff. And that to me is why it bothers you and me so bad as
Hmm.
to it not being what it was is because it meant so much to us.
Hmm.
And we still want it to,
Yeah.
but it pisses you off and you can't.
Yeah.
It just it and that's the fear for Deka is that it'll follow that thing. It's my fear for High Rocks as well. But
Hmm.
is that it'll follow that same model and I'm just, oh, don't do this again. Like don't crush us again with that.
Yeah.
And then the other one too, like I believe I just told you and Jeff that they did one steroid doping episode and that was really good too. So little kudos for running public. Check those two episodes out, especially. They were great. They were a good job.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to message Bracken and tell him how much I enjoyed both those.
Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, I'm with you. It hurts. And
Yeah.
you got the one coming up in London now, which should be
I
your dream. Like
I know. And then,
like
and again, I'm not like sitting back here being like, I'm not racing until people get paid. It's just, again, it's really hard to focus your energy on it. We're just with what is going on with the climate of Spartan. And Yeah, I just wish they would get their shit together. Because I think people would, I do think people would come back.
I think so too. I think so many of them feel the exact same way we do.
Hmm.
I really do.
And
Um,
everybody says, and this is the part too where people sometimes criticize when athletes say, "I'm not coming back till you pay me," and then people's rebuttal is like, "Well, why don't you just race not for the money?" I don't believe 98% of the people are even Rhea Coble said that today in her post. She said, "I didn't race for the money. It's more that you promised me something and then didn't deliver it. It's the lying and it's the deception around it and people not following through and the lack of transparency. It's the integrity of the company. It's not about the money. Like we're not here. $4,000 is not going to change Rhea Cobal's life, but it's the integrity of the company.
if the prize money when Rhea was racing was $100 a race,
Hmm.
he likely still would have raced because
Mm,
but she enjoyed it. But I think a lot of the elites would still have done the races even if there wasn't the prize money. And that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. I don't think they did it for the money, right?
mm,
I think though, but as soon as you promise somebody money, you've effectively made a contract. You do this, I will pay you this. They did their part, you have to pay your part. And if you
mhm.
don't, you're doing exactly say you're lying, you're misleading, the trust is gone, and you can't expect them to keep coming out and keep falling for the same speech,
Yeah.
you know? So it's
Yeah, and no one wants to do it again and then be owed money and then have to beg or, threaten and just to get paid again.
but it's not just the money part now, too. Now it's like the whole competitive race seems squirrely. Like they're back to burpee penalties here and there, and they're not
Well,
being
and that was the other thing that we chatted about briefly this week too, but an obstacle called Burpee Mountain where it's 30
island,
burpee.
burpee island.
Burpee Island, yeah, sorry.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like what the concept wasn't it like swim out to this island, do 30 burpees and like swim back, basically.
Yeah, but then there was no counter on the island.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, what do you think is going to happen here? People are going to do 31 or 32 just in case? No. No, people are going to do 15, 16.
Yeah. If you're ever running a race and you think, oh, people's integrity will get them to do this, no, no,
Oh,
no.
people miss Spartan burpees so much. They'll do them all. Don't worry.
It's a fine thing for an open wave because who cares? They're just there
Yeah.
for the experience,
Yeah,
right? Great. Who cares? Go ahead. You want to skip them, skip them. You don't want to skip them, don't skip them. Who cares?
exactly.
You're there to earn a medal. Only you know if you earned it or not,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's just like if you run a marathon and it's not competitive and you cheat, I don't fucking care. But who are you benefiting? No one, right?
Hmm.
Anyway, but yeah, to have that as a concept as a competitive thing and to think that this is going to work,
Yeah.
it either shows one thing, a complete misunderstanding of the race, or that they just don't give a shit. Because the whole swimming out there, doing an obstacle, swimming back, that's a cool idea.
Great. Yeah.
If you put a
What
rope,
if even if you had it as burpee broad jumps or something?
what if you had, could you imagine this cool little island, rope climb set up on it, swim
Hmm.
there, you're all wet, you have to do a rope climb and swim back out. That would be kick ass.
Yeah, anything. There's so many options that you could have.
Atlas Island, not
Yeah.
Atlas. Yeah, yo, yeah, they have the Atlas Stone. You could do that out there. Go and swim that across. I was thinking Olympus Island would have been cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, it's all wet. Ugh.
yeah, but that's what I mean. Though, but that would be cool. Hard, cool, great.
Yeah.
One, two volunteers out there, you're fine.
But again, it can't be an obstacle where there's a burpee penalty
No,
because if you're not going to count and not have a video, people are not going to do 30 burpees.
that's right. So you could have a swim penalty loop.
Ooh.
Always thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah,
I don't know why they don't just have us there when they're making these decisions.
they had their chance. Yeah, it just, but yeah, so it's like what I get the impression when they do that stuff is that they just don't care about the elite wave. They care about having open waivers and putting lots of people through. They might legitimately care about ripping 100 million people off the couch and changing lives. They might care about that, but they don't seem to give a shit about the elite wave or the competitive wave whatsoever.
Yeah, well, and
Mhm.
I think that's probably pretty obvious. And it is too bad because I feel like the elites are the ones that are traveling around and they're doing the most racing and they're the spokespeople for the sport and the people that, encourage their 25 friends to do their first one. And it is a top-down situation too with keeping the longevity of a sport and it being, a noticeable sport. Like you have to have the people that you're showcasing.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're losing it. You
So
have to prioritize it.
here's the thing for me. If you asked me if I would do another Spartan again, I'm going to say chances are high I will.
Hmm.
I'll probably do now. If you ask me if I'll do another competitive one again, I'm going to say probably not. Even if I
Hmm.
was, mountain running fit and I'm working on my running, it's coming back now. Probably not because right now the competitive thing is so like even though there's age group numbers, the
Hmm.
competition's not right. Like we struggled and got upset about burpee quality and cheating and stuff and rules when it was going good. Right
Hmm.
now, it's like nobody cares at all. And
Yeah.
I would be so frustrated to go and do a competitive one,
Hmm.
you know, and just because now it would be like if I could go and my advantage being doing well in obstacles and then seeing people do like 10 burpees of shit burpees and that's their penalty, I'd be like, just,
Yeah.
you know, it's not the right, but an open wave with a couple of buddies, maybe a pair of oven mitts on. Yeah, I'd do that again.
Yeah. But you're not going to travel around to do that.
No,
Like that's like a funsy thing you'll do at a race that you can sleep in your own bed and drive to.
London.
Yes.
Or if I
Yeah.
don't know at the time what's going to work well for London for me, we'll see how that pans out.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, it still makes me sad.
Me too. Yeah. And will I ever do one again? Probably.
You'll do London. Don't even give me that shit.
Oh, I'm gonna do London, most likely, unless there's
Will
something
you,
else to be on
but
the
will you
calendar.
run elite or will you run open wave with your clients?
I don't know. We'll see how I feel about Spartan at the time. Mm.
There was
No,
one of
I would run elite. I would run elite.
I know you would. You'd do both.
Yes, I'd probably do both.
So, and there's going to be a flat run too, so it won't be so killing. Won't take it out of you so much.
Yeah. Hmm.
There's one other thing you want to talk about next week or this week, but High Rocks' new athlete elite.
I think we should wait because I think we should get someone's reactions to this because I'm waiting to see how the elites feel about it.
Yeah. So some of them have made a couple statements. Um, Linda Meyer and yeah, we'll wait. We'll go through the whole thing. We'll
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna ask some people how they feel about it because
all
I
right.
think yeah, it could people could poo-poo it and then it goes down the drain.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. That's good enough. I think we're good. All right.
Yeah.
Beth, take us home.
Okay, thanks so much everyone for listening. Congrats everyone that raced this weekend in Fort Wayne. I hope you had a great time. Yeah, until next time, take care.
I do have one more thing to say, and this is not a happy thing, as I do have to say too, Amber and Zach, their puppy died this weekend, and they were down in the race with us and helping out and doing all that, and really sorry for you guys. Hate that. So
Mhm.
take care. Sorry.